The man got up here and said the black man is God. I'm here to tell y'all today that shit is foolishness. Because the black woman is God. How the hell can you have a man born through the womb of a woman and he's God, but she's only a vehicle? What kind of nonsense is that?
Right, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and double honors unto the elders of Great Millstone, the prophets, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways doing this work, man. Okay, I'm the brother Rakaya Kwam. It's GMS London, GMS UK Truth, GMS Fair, the Most High 7, man. Now, basically, you would have seen the clip, man. I would have put the clip in at the beginning of this guy Natural to Fruity, man. One of these black niggas, man. Black power or whatever the fuck these niggas is on about, man. Alright, and basically he's a madman. He went from one madness to another madness, man, and he didn't even know it, man. He jumped out the frying pan and straight into the damn fucking grill, black. You know what I mean? Ain't no difference, man. You got one thing teaching that the black man is God, and you got another thing teaching that the black woman is God. You're both wrong. Okay? But I ain't gonna deal with the black man in this video, because the black man is not God, man. Because first of all, there's no such fucking thing as the black man. Okay? Having melanin does not make you God. Alright? You know what I'm saying? And you guys could lack even understanding of what a God is. Alright, so no, the black man is not God, and damn it, the black woman is not God either. Which I don't know why the fuck you niggas choose to zero in on a black woman, because the reason why you niggas are saying that the black woman is God is because she gets pregnant. Now, what if that's your reasoning? Then what makes the so-called black woman, a woman with melanin, any different to a white woman? Because the white woman gets pregnant the same way and can produce the same thing that a black woman can produce, which is a baby. Hell, a white woman can even produce a black baby if a black man go in. So-called black man, or anyone of melanin with melanin goes in. The same way a fucking black woman can lay down with a so-called white man and come out with the same thing. But it's a different seed. All a woman does is she takes in seed and she raises up whatever seed is within her. She might add in a few characteristics, you know, colors, noses, so forth. But the seed is the same seed that comes from the father, man. But you guys are basically saying that the black woman is God because of her fertility, because a fetus grows within her womb. But I'm going to show you that that's not an achievement which warrants a God status, man. That's all bullshit. That's all madness, man. Okay? But you niggas are carnal, so let's get the first scripture. Romans 8:7. Because the carnal mind is enmity against God, this being the most high God, most high power, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be. You niggas, you niggas, man, you niggas are so carnal that because a woman gets pregnant, you calling her God. When you don't even understand pregnancy. And if you understood pregnancy, you would know that in no way, shape or form can make someone a God getting pregnant, man. It's just madness. Alright? Complete madness, man. That's what it is. You guys are crazy, man. Do you know what a God is? Now, I looked up the word God in the Hebrew, the base word, which is Allah. Okay? The Hebrew word for God is Allah. Alright? And what does it mean? God. Which another word for God is power. God like one. mighty one. Okay, it can be applied to mighty men, men of rank, mighty heroes, angels, because the angels are powers. Sometimes it applies to false god, like the so-called black woman. You making a false god because it's false, it's imaginations. God, power, the one true God. Okay, Yahweh, mighty things in nature, strength and power. Strength and power. You could put another thing in there, a judge. Now, because a woman gets pregnant, where is the strength and the power in that? Where is the power? There is no power, man. It's a passive process, man. It's a passive process. The woman is being passive when she becomes pregnant. First of all, how does she become pregnant? She gets her legs spread, whether she wants to or not. She has no power over it. She has absolutely no power over when and where she gets pregnant. Because a man can which it happens all the time, a man can take the pussy. Take it. How are you going to take pussy from a god? A man can take the pussy, bust a nut, she get pregnant, she got to hold that child. A woman cannot decide from her own self whether she wants to reject a child or not. She can take poison and poison herself and the child. She can go to the white man and the white man can stick something up inside of her and kill the child, but she on her own, of her own power, cannot kill that child. She is passive. Once that seed is within her and it goes up in that egg, her body goes through the motions without her even knowing. She has no control over it. She's passive. Let's look at that word passive. Let's see if that sounds anything like power. You guys are out of your fucking mind, man. Just common sense can show you what the fuck are you talking about. So I was just thinking of the word power. The brain, man, the brain. Right, passive. Not reacting visibly to something that might be expected to produce manifestations of an emotion or feeling. Not participating readily, actively. Inactive, a passive member of a committee. Not involving visible reaction or active participation. Inert, quiescent, influence acted upon. See, the woman is acted upon. The man puts his seed in her and she has nothing. Affected by some external force. And I'm going to show you that pregnancy, first of all, is induced by a man, by his seed going up in there. But ultimately, the whole process is really the Most High. The Most High controls that whole process, man. Not the woman. Cause or agency being the object of action rather than causing action. The woman is the object of action rather than causing action. She doesn't cause herself to become pregnant. She doesn't cause the child to be produced within the womb. She's passive in the situation. So how does that make her a god? Okay. There's another synonym. Submissive. Because that's what the woman is. The woman is a damn servant, man. You guys are putting her up in some God level, man. Where that can never apply to a woman, man. It could never apply to a woman, man. She's passive. Especially if you're trying to do it based upon pregnancy. That's madness, man. Alright? Now, like I said, when a woman becomes pregnant, basically, the Most High, which we're going to go into the scripture to prove this, the Most High opens up her womb and allows her to receive that seed and allows the seed to take hold within her. Hence why you got women out there that can't get pregnant. You got this stupid bitch talking about the baffling gland and women can get pregnant by themselves. Then why is there all this big money in this damn IVF industry? The white man, test tube babies, man. Why is that a big industry out here? If these women can just get pregnant by themselves. Showing you how fucking stupid you are, man. With this bullshit. The Most High opens the womb, and guess what? The Most High still controls the development of that baby within that woman. The only thing the woman does is provide the nutrients, the minerals, and the oxygen. She gives the nutrients from herself, right? And she takes the waste. Right? She's a damn vessel, man. God, what the fuck are you niggas talking about, man? Like a woman makes a baby, you know? Like she sits there, like how you knit. You women be sitting there knitting up a damn jumper. That's how she makes a baby. She's sitting there building a baby cell by cell. She has nothing to do with that, man. How does that make her God then? That's no create. She's not a creator. She's not no creative force. She's not a power. She's not being mighty in any way. Now let's get Wisdom of Solomon 7, man. Right? Wisdom of Solomon 7. And let's read it. It says, I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. Okay? That's talking about Adam. Which, if you know in the scriptures, right, it was a whole group of people that were created in the beginning, male and female. I ain't gonna go into it, but you can read that in the book of Genesis. Male and female created he them, and they came up out of the waters. We didn't come out of women. The mankind was created in the waters by the Most High, by the angels, through the power of the Most High. That's why after that you need a woman. You have a woman now, and the woman basically has water within her. Everything on this earth is created in water. You have the three reproductive modes which the Most High made, but they all require water. For instance, fish lay their eggs in water, and they grow in the water. Okay, so they don't have to really be inside of the fish. Most fish just, once they get pregnant, that once the eggs are fertilized, they just push the eggs out into the water, and the eggs just grow in the water, and then they burst out the egg. Then you get animals that live on land. The one type has eggs. Now within the egg, like if you ever see a chicken egg, a chicken is being formed in waters. The white of the egg is water, protein, water, all these things inside of that egg. Mammals, so-called mammals, they go a different route. Instead of having the egg with the water inside it, they have a womb which contains water. So basically what the woman is she's a vessel which has inside of her water, so that a man or a woman can be formed in that water the same way we was formed in the waters from the very beginning. Because you ain't gonna go and bust your seed in no water and everything that has to happen is gonna happen, because the angels they only did that one time to make us, and then they provided females, that's what females are there for, to carry on the process. That's why you have a woman, to carry on the process of reproduction. If you didn't need reproduction, there wouldn't be no need for no fucking woman, man. That's just how the Most High set up. She says, I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. And that, again, sorry, that's why before a child is born, they say what? The waters break. Because we are still to this day being created in waters, but now the waters is within a woman, within the womb. That's all it is. It don't mean the woman is doing anything. It's passive. It's like when you put water in a damn bowl, man. You know what I mean? You don't, the bowl, you know? What's wrong with you guys, man? It's messed up. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh, right? In the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man, and the pleasure that came with sleep. Okay, we come from the seed of man. We start off as sperm. Then the sperm, right, has only a certain amount of energy within itself. Enough energy that you swim, you do the great, one of the greatest missions you ever do in your lifetime, because the sperm is alive. The egg is not alive. The egg is just floating around with his egg don't have no spirit in there. Okay, it's just floating around with the food and all that in there to nourish the sperm, because the sperm is going to need nourishment when it reaches that egg. The sperm goes to the egg, boom, goes inside of the egg, one sperm, sometimes two, most times one sperm. That sperm then, the spirit that was in that sperm fuses with that egg, the DNA fuses, and then you get a person. Then the whole process of growth starts, and again the woman has nothing to do with it. Just like by then the man has nothing to do with it. We ain't doing nothing. We just bust the seed, man. I ain't saying the black man is, the so-called black man is God because he bust seed. The hell, man? What, am I God because I bust seed, man? Niggas bust seed, you don't even know what happened, man. You don't know what's going on, man. You ain't got no control over anything. The Most High is in the Most High's hands. And when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which is of like nature. And the first verse which I uttered was crying, as all others do. All right, and that's the point on that. We're fashioned in the mother's womb, right? Let's get Job 31:15. It says, "Did not he that made me in the womb make him?" Because the Most High is the one that makes you in the womb. Which I'm going to show you that. "And did not one fashion us in the womb?" Again, not the woman. The woman doesn't fashion you in the womb. The woman doesn't do anything. She sits there, man. Gets sick. She throws up and shit. Eats bare food, man. Alright? She don't do a damn thing, man. "As thou knowest not," Ecclesiastes 11:5, "as thou knowest not what is the way of the spirit, nor how the bones do grow in the womb of her that is with child, even so thou knowest not the works of God who maketh all." The bones grow in the womb, man. The child grows in the womb. He doesn't get built by the mother, man. Alright? Isaiah 46:3, "Hearken unto me, O house of Jacob, and all the remnant of the house of Israel, which are born by me from the belly, which are carried from the womb." The Most High controls everything in the womb, man. Alright? Again, more proof, man. You had recordings in the scriptures of women who couldn't have children, and then the Most High opened up their womb, and then they could have children, because the Most High controls all that. The Most High God, man, not the woman. The woman is not a god. Okay? Genesis 30:1, "And when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children," meaning she could, the baffling gland weren't working, man. And again, a woman bears children for a man, because the children come from the man. Flipping out. Okay? The children come from the man. The man puts the children inside of the woman, not the other way round. Rachel envied her sister and said unto Jacob, "Give me children, or else I die." Now if we go down, Genesis 30:22, "And God remembered Rachel, and God hearkened to her," the Most High God, "and opened her womb." Let's look up this word "opened." Right, to open, to loosen. Alright? To be thrown open, because the Most High can close your womb up where you can't bear children. Or the Most High can open it up. Not the woman. The woman doesn't have no choice. Like I said, she gets raped. Seed go up in her. She can't choose whether to get pregnant or not. Okay, that's up to the Most High. Alright? Now let's look at this thing called the umbilical cord. What's the umbilical cord? Well, in placental mammals, alright, which through process of this particular classification, the woman, the woman of man would come under this status, okay, of mammal. And we don't really subscribe to all that mammal shit, but for this particular process of classification, it's accurate, okay? The umbilical cord, also called the navel string, the birth cord, or the funiculus umbilicalis, is a conduit between the developing embryo or fetus and the placenta. Now, the placenta is part of the woman. The umbilical cord is not. Alright? During prenatal development, the umbilical cord is physiologically and genetically part of the fetus. Again, the umbilical cord is not part of the woman. And in humans, normally contains two arteries, the umbilical arteries, and one vein, the umbilical vein. And obviously your arteries are bringing in your nutrients and so forth, and your vein is taking away all the waste. Buried within Wharton's jelly. Right? Let's have a look at what that Wharton's jelly is. I've never heard of that one before. Oh, okay. Inside the umbilical cord is jelly. Okay, I didn't know that. Inside the umbilical cord there's jelly. Okay, fair enough. The umbilical vein supplies the fetus with oxygenated, nutrient-rich blood from the placenta. That's what the woman gives the child, and she doesn't even give it consciously. The baby really takes it. That's why the baby will drain the woman, because the baby will basically leach nutrients out of the mother, man. That's why she got to keep eating, man. A woman can't decide not to give nutrients to her baby. If it's in her body, the baby's going to take it. That's why she has to keep eating. She can't just sit there and, okay, let the baby starve and I'm just going to be here healthy. No, the baby's going to suck her out, man. The umbilical vein supplies the fetus with oxygenated, nutrient-rich blood from the placenta. Conversely, the fetal heart pumps deoxygenated, nutrient-depleted blood through the umbilical arteries back to the placenta. So the woman receives the waste, and then she deals with the waste. Okay, her kidneys and so forth deal with the waste. All right, her kidneys and her liver deal with the waste that comes out of the baby. Right? The woman don't do a damn thing. The woman don't have no part, right, in the building of a baby. The only thing she does is she gets nutrients leached out of her through the placenta and the umbilical cord. That's it. That's her input in the whole situation, and it's a passive process. She has no control over it. All right. Now, right. 2 Maccabees 7 and 20. But the mother was marvelous above all and worthy of honorable memory. For when she saw her 7 sons slain within the space of one day, she bare it with a good courage, because of the hope that she had in the Lord. Yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language, which is the Hebrew, filled with courageous spirits, and stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach, she said unto them, right? She got emotional, but she controlled herself. I cannot tell how ye came into my womb. She don't know. She had no control of that. The seed went in there. After that, she had no control. For I neither gave you breath nor life. The woman doesn't give life. The life was already in the sperm, and really the man didn't give the life, because the spirit is from the Heavenly Father. Men don't create spirit. The spirit comes down into the sperm and dwells in the sperm, and then the sperm goes into the egg. Okay, man don't give life either. The Most High gives life. All right. Neither was it I that formed the members of every one of you. Why? Because all the woman has is the placenta, and the child has the umbilical cord. The woman doesn't, she just sits there. She doesn't do anything, man. You can literally just chain a woman up and feed her and then you're going to get a baby in 9 months, man. She ain't got to do nothing. She could be sleeping the whole damn time. You just put her on a damn drip, You know? God damn, you guys, man. Alright, now I'm going to show you some information that Esau came out with, man, which is very interesting to me. Because Esau did this whole human genome project, because he's trying to, you know, trying to work out the workings of the Most High. Now it says here, the big lie of genetics exposed: human DNA incapable of storing complete blueprint of the human form. Right? Now we're gonna just get the point. We get the point. It says the Human Genome Project suffers an epic fail. The first draft of the Human Genome Project was published in the year 2000. Far from being a breakthrough that would end all human disease, its findings utterly shattered the mythology of genetics as the sole explanation for all inheritance and physical development. Right? Because it was thought that everything you are is because of your DNA, which they're finding out it's not that. Okay? Why? Because the Human Genome Project found that humans only have about 20,000 protein coding genes, roughly the same number as a roundworm. Huh? A human being has about the same number of protein coding genes as a roundworm. Yes, and that's straight out the mouth of human genome researchers who are themselves hardcore materialists, because they're carnal. They only believe in the flesh. They don't believe in the spirit. By comparison, the common fruit fly has about 15,000 genes, only marginally less than a human, and yet it is obvious to an intelligent observer that a human being is considerably more complex than a fruit fly and a roundworm. So why didn't the Human Genome Project find a lot more genes that code proteins in humans? The findings of the multi-billion-dollar Human Genome Project shattered the mythology of genetic materialism. And it's because of this damn materialism why you niggas be worshipping the damn woman, man. Sending nearly the entire scientific community into a tailspin and forcing the great genetic cover-up to begin. Alright? Now let's get this bit. The truth is that there isn't enough data storage in 20,000 genes to hold a blueprint for a human being. Now let's go down to this bit. It says morphic resonance fields infuriate materialists. Now this is another way of Esau saying the spirit, which really is the spirit of the Most High, right, infuriates materialists. The idea of morphic resonance infuriates materialists, and nearly all modern day scientists are materialists, because the presence of a non-physical field, what's that, a spiritual field of information, naturally leads to the most dangerous idea of all to materialist science, the idea of consciousness. Consciousness. This idea that your body as a whole, as well as each cell in your body, can tap into a field of information which encodes the memory of what a human form is supposed to be threatens the very pillars of materialistic science upon which nearly the entire pharmaceutical industry is based, by the way. This is why material scientists are desperately attempting to defend the human genome as a single source of all information needed to develop a human body, even though the human genome clearly doesn't have the storage capacity to represent an entire body, not to mention inherited physiological functions and behavioral inheritance. Well, that's what we read in Job. Did not he that made me in the womb make him, and did not one fashion us in the womb? That's talking about the Most High, the Spirit of the Most High. Alright? So it's the Most High God that creates us in the womb, man. Yeah? You got your physical DNA, but the Most High has his input, man. Again, nothing to do with your mother, man. Alright? Now, I hope brothers enjoy the clip that I'm going to put in there, showing you the fetus growing in 9 months. And in no point in the picture will you see the hand of a woman in there, okay? It's all being done by itself through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? Let all the praise be given to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. I'm not going to take credit for the formation of a baby in the womb, and a woman can't take credit for that either. It's Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. He's the Most High God, man. If you want to give credit to anyone. But again, the seed does come from man. That's just plain. But the life is from the Most High. Right? The fashioning is from the Most High. Right?